So Melody is saying, I realize I need to embrace discomfort. Absolutely. Dude, you got to always run to open spaces and run to what scares you in life. If you're scared of public speaking, I promise you, your competition's just as scared. So if you run towards public speaking and you embrace it and turn your biggest perceived weakness and your biggest source of joy and your biggest strength, then you can obliterate the competition. So whatever scares you in business, if it's accounting, then take my accounting courses. If it's finance, take my finance courses, and I'll teach you how to read financial statements like a good book. And I'll turn your biggest discomfort in business into your biggest sense of joy. You always want to run to your fears in life because your competition will not. And Melody is saying, also learning that sometimes you got to not care what others think. It's so true. You want to be somebody else's prisoner in your mind or their mind, right? Otherwise, you just won't have time to focus on making yourself happy. All right. And anybody that's ever changed the world, they've taken the road less traveled. They've done crazy stuff. People laughed at them. Like Bill Gates, in the late 70s. In 1976, actually, Microsoft was founded. He said, our goal at Microsoft is a PC on every desk in every home. And at that time, the digital equipment company, DEC, which got bought by Compaq, which got bought by HP, which kind of split into two companies recently, the CEO of digital said there's only room in the world for like 4 computers. Ridiculous. And IBM had a similar comment around that time as well. People thought Bill Gates was crazy doing what he was doing. But he didn't care. If you go back, and I got to show you guys are going to laugh at this one, man. All right. If you go back and take a look at early Microsoft picture, you can see that they just didn't give a damn, right? So here's what they look like. They didn't care. And this is Paul Allen, God bless him, passed away recently, the co-founder. That's Bill Gates. They don't care what they're like. They don't care what people think of them. Eventually they hired stylists. It's true, I think. But they just didn't care. Look at these lamb chops, or whatever you call them. They don't care. A lot of people in tech don't give a damn what people think of them. And that's the beauty of their success blueprint, so to speak. And Mark Benioff, who is he's the founder of the largest company in San Francisco called Salesforce.com. And he's a beautiful humanitarian as well. I remember I worked in the same building as him years ago when Salesforce was private. And it was at One Market Plaza at the bottom of Market Street in San Francisco. And I would see Mark Benioff walking his dog in bare feet, beautiful Labrador, in the public auditorium on the main level. He didn't care. And I went out to dinner with him, before Salesforce was public. And I remember they brought out the meal. It's one of those fixed price things where they bring out whatever. And if he didn't want to have a certain, he wore a Hawaiian shirt and everything was awesome. Smart guy. If he didn't want to eat what they were serving next, he'd very nicely and politely put his fork and knife into an X. He doesn't care. They don't care. Elon Musk doesn't care what people think of him, despite the fact that he wants to colonize Mars. He doesn't care if people think he's crazy. At first they laugh at you and they call you crazy. Then you get a bit of success. Then they call you crazy geniuses. Then you're very successful and they say that person's a genius. So thinking differently and not giving a damn what people think about you can only help you in your career and in your level of happiness as well. If all you care about is what you think of yourself, you'll reach an awesome level of confidence, and you'll realize that you are the smartest person in the world. And do a search on YouTube for Steve Jobs, no one is smarter than you. That video is like 40 seconds. It will change your life.